We made it to day 5. That means today is Saturday, because day 1 was on Tuesday. I spent a lot of time last night Googling the answers to problems I don't really have, but wanted to know the answer to, and I decided that I'm going to try something a little different today, so we're going to see if it works out. Oklahoma is experiencing a drought. Can you tell? Oh, but not at the Trapp House. Does this look like the house from Sound of Music to anyone else? Because I think about it every single time I drive by here. But yeah, their lawn is perfect, and everyone else can suck it. I thought that was a post office whenever I first moved here. This is a very special mansion, and I'm pretty sure that if this was a grim fairy tale, there would be somebody very special living up in that particular tower. So I live right next to this really beautiful neighborhood that has tons of big gorgeous houses, and it makes me feel a little bit like Jay Gatsby, where I can look out across the street at all these beautiful houses, and then I have great parties at my house, but I will never ever get to any of these beautiful, scary, probably haunted places. Yeah, that noise. Do you hear it? It's still happening. It's still friggin' happening. If you ever wanted to know what it would have been like to live in like the 1950s or maybe the Cold War or something, whenever they had to worry about bombs and air raids going off, and every once in a while there would be a really loud siren like you hear in the movies, just move to Oklahoma. And every Saturday at noon for like 5 freaking minutes, there's this obnoxiously loud tornado siren that everyone can hear. But I wanted to show you something beautiful. See, look at these birch trees, how beautiful they are. I had a conversation with someone who worked with autistic children, and he was constantly taking pictures of the ceiling. And I asked him why he was taking pictures of the ceiling, and he says that the children that he worked with are always looking up at the ceiling, and they get reprimanded for it all the time because they're not paying attention in class or whatever. But have you ever really looked at ceilings, he asked me? And I said, no, not really. Like, people put lots of time and effort and energy into designing the structures and stuff that go on ceilings, and they're often beautiful and fascinating. So I've started making a point to look up more whenever I'm walking around. Plaques like these are part of the reason why I will never live in one of these type of houses. There are historical markers and plaques on like fences and trees and sidewalks and pretty much every house in this neighborhood, which makes me think that the houses in this neighborhood don't actually belong to the people who own them. They belong to the city, to the state, and to the history of the place that they live in. Well, I suppose if you've got to brag about something, that's something to brag about.